gonna leave a little bit.
Low quality harlot. These kind of things are good. These kind of videos are good because they're exposing. You see, the internet is, in that sense, it brings out the reality. You see how she treated that guy? She treated him like a piece of crap. She literally said, as soon as he talked to her, she literally said, F off. You see what I'm saying? This is the problem with girls, literally. I mean, not all girls are like that. But there's a lot of them like that. So you have these harlot type girls. But then you have these other girls who may not they may not be like that. And they may think, those kind of girls who just focus on beauty are shallow. Okay? So then they're like in this deluded world of, well, I'm better than that. And so men will see my value because I'm better than that. Look, there's nothing wrong with beauty. It's the sluttiness, it's the harlot, it's the immorality. That's the problem. The problem is the low quality, gold digging nature. That's the evilness. It's not whether or not that woman is beautiful or not. It's that quality of the slutty harlotry, the sellout to just some bozo walking around. This guy could have 10 different types of AIDS viruses. A lot of these girls, maybe this guy is just gonna sleep with them once and dump them. But they're ready to go and have sex with this fool, literally. Even that other girl, with her husband in the hospital. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The problem is not about the beautiful woman. The problem is the slutty, selfish girls who are blessed with beauty, then that use that in this completely brainwashed Hollywood type way, which then of course leads to their own destruction in the end. Statistics that show even if you have one sexual partner other than your husband or spouse, your marriage retention rate literally like drops in half. If you have one more partner, so you have two partners in your life, it now collapses, I think, to like a third or something like that. Okay? If you have like five partners, anyways, it just collapses. Over and over, just collapses. And of course, this is what the Bible is warning of. The Bible is not saying that beauty is a problem, that makeup is a problem, that looking good for your man is a problem. That's not a problem. That is a sign of your affection for him. So it's not the problem of beautiful women. It's good that they're demystified like this, that to show that it's not all about beauty, and that these women are demystified and they're exposed. But really what they're doing is they're exposing the fact that girls who are chasing this Hollywood thing, trying to use their beauty, which they may have, many times are gold-digging, shallow harlots. And you don't call a harlot just because they're sexually, with many partners. It's a type of nature, spirit. It's a type of willingness to go with evil for temporary benefit. And it's that kind of culture that, of course, Hollywood promotes, the brainwashing cults promote. Go with those kind of predators. Go with those kind of men. Go with those, they're good. And also, of course, since those men are predators, they deal with a lot of girls and they're not mystified by beauty. To them, just getting another girl is like getting another trophy. Just getting another mark on the wall, how many girls they banged. So they have all those skills of wooing and not being intimidated by girls, which girls like, and not being intimidated by beauty, etc., and just treating them like they're nothing. Not being intimidated by it. And it's interesting how psychologically women interpret that as confidence and or attractiveness. So you'll have all the guys also on YouTube that expose that go around and just try to pick up girls in crowded city areas, right? And they'll just play a confidence game. And it's so ridiculous how untrained girls are such slaves of suggestion, such slaves of this ability to exude this fake type of confidence, not being intimidated by their beauty, and literally saying, "All right, come with me. We're gonna get a drink. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna cuddle and have sex." And they literally go with them. And then you have these guys that are actually breaking this down analytically, explaining this to other kids on how to pick up girls. You see what I'm saying? Or brain dead girls. And this is why having proper amygdala function is so important. Girls need to develop proper amygdala function. They do that, of course, the best way, of course, is by peace, police, peace, militia type of training, where they're learning how to combat and they're learning how to think twice before they act and do something. You have to think twice before you act and do a move, because you have a direct punishment consequence. If you don't do that, if you do something stupid, you will get your neck strangled. You will get your arm or leg crippled. You have a direct consequence. You learn. Now, it's not the antidote for everything, but it starts the process of thinking before you act. We talk about stimulus response all the time. Stimulus response, stimulus response. When you get stimulus, a certain stimulus, there's a gap between stimulus response, and you have to think in that gap. And by thinking in that gap, you can make a better decision when you respond to that stimuli. But girls are brought up on television and brought up on mainstream TV and culture and mainstream propaganda news and Hollywood cult and this type of whole lunatic culture, which makes you weak and shuts you down and tries to make you sexually active on purpose to lower your value, lower your potential for stable, powerful relationships. You see that type of brainwashing, and girls who are slaves to that cult, that popular culture cult, slaves to that brainwashing type of social engineering, slaves to that, they completely sell their souls into it, buy into it, want to be like it, want to be of it, want to believe in the allure and the promises of fame and fortune and gold and money and all this kind of stuff. And instead of working hard for it, instead of doing something of value for somebody else, they just want to, sleep their slutty way up into it. Bang their way up into the promise of wealth. And it is so sad to see human lives and young women doing that. But of course, the Archangel knows that. He knows he has to make that propaganda campaign. He knows he has to use hot chicks to sell that game, to sell that lie, to sell that promise. And he's got to use hot, slutty chicks to get people to be bamboozled by that, mystified by that, trick young girls to believe that if they're not, it's not the beauty, trick them to believe that if they're slutty, they'll get ahead. So you have ugly bitches too that will try to be slutty to try to sleep their way up too. It's just a brainwashing sex cult. But what happens to those kind of girls? What happens? They become 40 years old, 50 years old. They've slept with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 men. They're nowhere. And since they've been slutting themselves out, all they can do is seduce men and try to slut themselves. They're 40-year-old, 50-year-old. What do they do? All wrinkly now, pruny. Now they're trying to strip, but can't get even one guy to pay for them. They have to now pay someone to sleep with them. I mean, this is what they become. Look at these Hollywood whores who are so nasty, not because they're so old and crinkly, even though they try to avoid that with plastic surgery, because they're so disgusting inside. They've sold themselves out to the biggest laughable lie that if you slut your way up, you will be of value and you'll be paraded around like Madonna. Nobody cares about Madonna. She has record slow sales because she's an open, disgusting slut. She wants to pretend that she lives and has beauty forever when she's disgusting, despicable. She's a commie and she hates you and hates America and hates freedom and hates sovereignty and hates people with self-determination and hates people who will not stand up. Who will stand up to totalitarians like her and say, you try to destroy our civilization, we will destroy you. She's a hateful, ugly, vengeful, demonic woman. And you have her literally as a role model for generations of women by Hollywood, by the stupid music industry. I mean, from generations, like from the 80s, right? From the 80s, she's been some kind of stupid role model. And then she'll show up for little stupid celebrity philanthropy events. Oh, we raised $1 million for hurricane, this and that in Haiti. And then Donald Trump gives $1 million of his money, his own money, to Hurricane Harvey victims, and nobody reports about that. They say that's racist. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.